My husband always forces me to eat my bacon, and this has been on now for the past 2 years. Though I never dated my husband, he was introduced to me by a friend. At this point, I think it's high time I call it a quit. The first time this happened, my husband told me it was a mistake, that it will never repeat itself. But for the past 2 years, I have been experiencing the same thing. It all started 2 years ago when an unknown woman sent her nude pictures to my husband. I confronted my husband, but my husband denied never knowing this woman, though her name was stored in my husband's phone. I decided to overlook, because there is this saying that says that if you must make the best out of your marriage, you must learn the habit of overlooking some kind of things. Though deep inside my heart, I was not satisfied with the answer my husband gave to me. I was angry, just as every other woman or wife out there would be. That night, my husband forced me and ate his food forcefully. Regardless of how I was feeling that day, regardless of the fact that my heart was filled with sadness, my husband did not care about my feelings, but he went ahead to remind me that I am his property, that he owns me and would have me anytime, anywhere as it pleases him. Later that morning, my husband apologized to me and he assured me that it will never happen again, that was him trying to reassure me that he loves me and would do anything for this marriage to work. I agreed, I settled with my husband and we moved on. 2 weeks later, I was coming back from market and I met my husband on our matrimonial bed, masturbating with a video call on his hand. He didn't hear me coming, and when I came inside the room, out of fear, he dropped his phone. I picked up the phone and I looked at the phone. I found this girl totally naked. That is the same girl my husband told me he has nothing to do with. In fact, my husband sworn never to know whom that very girl is. It's okay. I left the room to the sitting room. My husband joined me a few minutes after. He pleaded with me and he was saying he's sorry. He was saying I should not mind whatever I saw on the phone and all that. As a woman that loves her husband, should I just agree? Don't I have right to be angry? My husband was still pleading with me when I stood up and went into the kitchen to prepare dinner. I prepared dinner. I served my husband dinner. My husband refused to eat the dinner I served him. Rather, what he did was to join me in our matrimonial bed after I have taken my bath and I decided to go to bed. My husband came into the matrimonial room and demanded that he wants to eat his natural food. According to him, he said this is the food he paid for. And when he demanded from me, I said no, that I am not in my right frame of mind right now, which simply means that I cannot do anything with you right now. My husband commanded me that I must give him his conjugal right. When I refused, my husband slapped me and ordered me to open my legs immediately. The following morning, my husband left for his office without even touching the breakfast I dropped on the dining table or even saying a word to me. I don't have a choice than to cry. Yes, I cried out my eyes that very day. But to my greatest surprise, my husband returned in the evening and he bought me iPhone 12. He pleaded with the iPhone 12 and he made a vow to me that such thing will never repeat itself again. Who am I not to forgive my husband? I forgive and we moved on. Just 4 days after, my husband didn't come home after work until 12 a.m. I called and called and called. None of my calls was picked by my husband. My husband got into the house around 12 a.m. and I asked him where he was coming from. He said he was coming from a business meeting. As a wife and a mother, I got angry. I said, since we started this marriage, we have made it our priority to always say goodnight and pray together before the kids goes to bed. Why would you change now? My husband told me that he has told me that he's coming from a meeting. He don't know what else I want to hear from him. I was angry, just as every other wife and mother would be. I gave my husband dinner. He said he was full, that they ate during the meeting or they ate in the meeting instead. I put out water for my husband to take his bath. My husband took his bath and then we proceeded to go and sleep. As a wife, I was hoping that since my husband has noticed my mood, since he has noticed that the response he gave to me as per his whereabouts didn't sit well with me, I was hoping that at least my husband would pet me, at least my husband would ask for forgiveness, at least my husband would assure me that he will never come back that late again. My people, to my greatest surprise, immediately my husband walked into the bedroom after taking his bath. He commanded me to open my legs again. To cut the long story short, this has been going on all this while, and he kept assuring me that it will not repeat itself again. This last Wednesday, being 14th February, I found out that my husband had bought a car for his side chick. Yes, he did. He bought a car for his side chick. When the person that is meant to deliver the car sent a message, I was right with my husband's phone because I was speaking to my mother-in-law from my husband's phone when this message came into the phone. I read the message and I found out that the dealer was only telling my husband that the car has been delivered to the person he said they should deliver the car to. I was very mad. My husband did not buy me even a rose flower on Valentine's Day. He only promised to take I and the kids out in the evening. But to my greatest surprise, my husband has the heart to buy a car to another woman. But that is not the problem. Okay, I confronted my husband for buying a car for another woman. My husband told me that the woman in question had paid him for that car. I said, you are not a car dealer. How come you are the one they paid to buy a car? My husband told me that yes, because he knows some good dealers. That's why that friend of his, being the woman in question, trusted that he would do a great job in buying the car directly from the dealer than herself. I agreed with my husband because one thing about marriage, as I said in the beginning, is that for you to make the best out of your marriage, you must be able and ready to look away from some kind of things. On that fateful night, it was time for my husband to take I and the kids out. I refused to go because I am sure of what I am saying. My husband bought a car for his side chick because when the dealer sent me that message, I went through other messages in my husband's phone, which I know is not right, but I had to do that because a lot has been happening lately. I went through my husband's phone. That is when I saw one Anita thanking my husband for buying him a car. According to her, she told my husband, you are the best man on earth and you are the best thing that has ever happened to me. I can't wait to give it to you exactly the way you like it. As the message came in, I read the message and I dropped the phone. I never confronted my husband or said anything to him. When he gave me his response concerning who bought the car and who did not buy the car, I agreed. I did not utter a word, but deep inside my heart, I knew he was lying. And mind you, my husband was getting ready to go out that afternoon. He wanted to go out, come back in the evening and take I and the kids for outing. But he told me he was going for a business meeting, that when he returns from the meeting, that he was going to take myself and the kids out for Valentine. But immediately I found that message in his phone, I knew that my husband was not going for any business meeting. Rather, he was going to meet that lady. When my husband noticed that my mood has changed, he told me to go and dress up and dress the kids up, that we are going out. I was like, no, you said we were supposed to go out in the evening. What changed? He said, I don't have right to question his authorities. I should go and dress up and join him in the car immediately. As an obedient and a respectful wife, I went inside, I dressed up and I dressed up the kids. We went and we joined my husband in the car. He drove us to a very beautiful restaurant in the city where we are living. We all enjoyed, we ate, but I personally did not eat. Yes, I do not have the heart to eat because you cannot judge me for not eating. If you put yourself in my shoes, you would also not even go out with him that day, not to talk of eating. Yes, I didn't see the mind to eat because my heart was breaking. I was asking myself, where have I gone wrong? What is that thing that I'm not doing well? What have I not been doing as a wife or a mother? I couldn't find answers. I shed a lot of tears while we were outside. My husband screamed at me and told me I was disgracing him. When we got home that night, my husband started screaming at me for crying in public. I told him that I was so emotional right there and I could not hold back my emotion. He said I was busy disgracing him in public. That was when I opened up to let my husband know that I knew everything that transpired between him and the so-called friend or client of his. My husband told me that he did not owe me any explanation at that point because he has told me his truth, that whatever I want to think is my business. I cried, I cried, I cried. I was still crying when my husband went into the bathroom to take his bath. He took his bath and then he met me in the sitting room. By then, my kids were lying down on the couch in the sitting room. He ordered me to take the keys inside their room. I did, and he ordered me to go straight to the bedroom. When I got to the bedroom, my husband said I should open my legs again. I told my husband that I am not in a good mood and I have not even taken my bath. My husband said that any other word from me, that he's going to beat the living devil out of me. That night, I have made up my mind that today is better for him to buy me, or because I am not ready to give in to whatever he is saying again, because I was very angry. My husband panic-beated me like a nobody. My husband beat me for complete 30 minutes. This man was still pounding on me. He beats me, and after beating me, he have his way again. I've not seen where a man will be cheating and always act like nothing happened, even when he's caught red-handed. It's not just about the cheating, but the fact that he always forces his way on me. He always forcefully wants to eat my food is the worst part of it. Please, my people, advise me. What should I do? I am thinking of leaving the marriage. I think that will be the best thing I should do. Take my twins and go back to my father's house. Please do not watch this video without advising me. What should I do, my people? Thank you. So guys, this one is coming from one of our sister, and the story is very, very ugly. Like, I'm feeling so bad telling this story. She told me this story this afternoon, and I said, let me bring it your way. Please advise our sister, what is the best thing she should do right now? What are you suggesting she should do right now? Please make sure you do not pass this video without advising our sister. This could be your sister. It can happen to anybody. It can even happen to your friend, your cousin. Advise our sister on the best action to take as long as this matter is concerned. I love you. Don't forget to share. A lot of people will learn from it. And I'll definitely see you in my next one. Bye, guys.